The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have my Texas tornado ready. I know that I want to use week 8 Monday or set 8 Monday. So this is what I want to use right here. I'm going to kind of zoom out a little bit because when I'm ready, I'm going to snip this. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is open up a new tab and I am going to create a Google slide. You have to have Google Slides. You're going to have to use Google Slides in order to create this. So I'm going to start a new presentation. Erase everything. I know that I'm going to need 3 blank slides in order to do this. I am going to snip set 8 Monday, copy the clipboard, open it up, paste it. Okay, so I have Monday ready. I go back to Texas Tornado, and now that's my spiral. I am looking for my problem of the day. Once again, I am looking for set A. Here it is. So I'm going to snip that problem of the day. Copy that to clipboard. Go back to my PowerPoint. So right here, I go to the second slide. I really do need to create a table at this point. I want to put the rice on there for the children to do. So I have rice right there. And now I'm going to paste in the word problem in the middle. And so now the children will be able to use rice to solve this problem of the day. And last but not least, I am going to go pull the number of the day. Okay, so now that I have all 3 of my sheets ready, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add-ons and I'm going to click on Pear Deck and open Pear Deck add-on. When I open the add-on, I see a little menu right here. So basically, I'm going to go to slide 1 and I need to decide how do I want children to answer this? Do I want them to just enter a sentence? Do I want it to be multiple choice? Do I just want them to insert a number? Do I want them to go to a website, draw, or drag something? My favorite one to use for Texas Tornado is draw. So let's hit draw. I like the children to draw because sometimes they can use the pencil tool to circle something, or they can use the text box just like on Cami to type something. So all I do is click on each slide and I hit draw. And it automatically adds the drawing element to each of your slides. Okie dokie. So if you look on your slides at the bottom, you know that you have the Peer Deck add-on. So at this point, all you're going to do is hit Start Lesson. When you hit Start Lesson, you can let it be student paced or instructor paced. I like for it to be instructor paced. I like to make sure that I'm guiding the lesson. I want everyone to be on the same slide at the same time. Okay, I like this one. Perfect. I'm going to add it to my Google Drive. Okay, so now that I have it open, I'm just going to take the first one and I'm going to delete the rest of them. Now that I have set up my exit ticket, I'm going to open up Pear Deck by going to add-ons and opening it up. And I'm going to do the draw tool because once again, I want the children to be able to insert numbers where needed. And then I just press start lesson and I'm done. As we have seen, when you're launching a Pear Deck lesson, you're able to see students' responses in the teacher dashboard. But let's say that you want to go back after the session have ended, look at the students' responses and pull data. In order to do that, you need to go to peardeck.com. Be sure to log in with your Google account. Okay, so now that I'm in Pear Deck, I want to go to my sessions. So let's just say I want to go back to this session I had on Monday when I was doing small groups with my Hufflepuffs. I want to go back and just double check to make sure everyone understood the skill for that particular day. So as I'm pulling up the data, it automatically goes to the last layout that I selected. You have three options or three ways to look at students' responses. The first way is a list. Basically, it just gives the PowerPoint or the slide that the child had and what they marked on. And I'm able to stroll down and look at every child's response. My favorite layout is the grid layout. And the reason I like the grid layout is because I can see up to 16 children's responses in real time. And it has their names underneath it. As I see children finish these assignments, I love to give them a star. Okay, they get to see that I gave them a star, and I no longer have anyone raising their hand saying, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. They know that I know that they're done because I have given them a star. And normally, if someone does not answer the way that I would prefer for them to answer, I just let them know, remember this, remember that, go back and look at this, go back and look at that. And they're able to fix their answers instantly. Let's pull data from another session. Like, let's say, for example, today, I'm going to take the results from the Texas tornado. I really want to go see the skills that my children are beginning to master. So at that point, this is the Wednesday Texas tornado. I am going to pull up the students' results. Okay, I hope this helps.
Hello. Today I would like to show you how to use Pear Deck. You may ask yourself, what is Pear Deck? Pear Deck is an add-on of Google Slides. It makes your Google Slides interactive by allowing your students to type, draw, drag and drop items, add multiple choice items, all to your Google Slides. It's a really fun activity for you and your students. To begin, let me show you how to use Pear Deck. I'm going to open a new tab, go to my school account. Let's open our Google Rubik's Cube and go to Google Slides. Okay, you can create a Pear Deck from scratch, meaning a blank Google Slide presentation, or you can use an existing Google Slide presentation. I'm going to use a Google Slide presentation that I've already created. Vocabulary and context. As you can see, this is a simple, boring Google Slide. Well, I want to add some life to it, okay? Let's go to add-ons. Click add-ons. Go to Pear Deck for Google Slides and open Pear Deck add-ons. You'll notice on the right that your Pear Deck menu opens. Now let's take a short look at the Pear Deck menu. Our template library, explore and add pre-made content to your existing lesson. Our lesson builders, add these templates to your lesson and alter the text or images to match your content. You have your beginning of the lesson templates, your bell ringers, and your do nows. Let's just click on to look at a few of them. I like this one. What did you learn from last night's homework? Let's see. Think of a question your classmates may have about this subject. All right, those are some bell ringers, do nows. You have some during the lesson assessment activities that you can also add. Okay, if you want to have an idea of where your students are, you're in the middle of teaching and you're not real sure if they're understanding the lesson or not, well, let me insert a informative assessment slide, okay? Let's summarize what you've just learned. Is this particular statement true or false? Multiple choice, drag and drop once again. And then we have end of the lesson activities that you can add to your existing Google Slides in the form of reflections and exit tickets, okay? Connect this lesson to your own life, or pretend your friend was absent from class today and you explain what today's lesson was about. Okay? Then if we explore a little bit further, and I'll let you do more of this on your own, but we have some critical thinking slides that we can add, social emotional learning. Then you have some content specific slides that you can also add to your lessons. Let's go back. You can ask your students a question, okay? And you can have your students respond in the form of typing text. They can draw. They can do multiple choice, numbered questions. You can embed websites, do some draggable and drop items once again. You can also add audio to your slides. That should make it really interesting also. Okay, and then you guys can explore more of that on your own, but I want to quickly create an example Pear Deck. As you can see, I have my title slide, vocabulary and context. Okay, what I would like to do as a beginning of the lesson activity, let me click my, once again, I went to my, let me go back, do it a little bit slower. My template library, click that arrow. Go to my lesson builders, beginning of the lesson, bell ringers, and I think I want my students to start thinking about the topic for the day. So I want to insert, what do you wonder about today's topic? And we're just going to double click on it and it will insert. And once again, if you don't like this or you want to make this more tailored to you, how you want to ask the question, you can simply click in the box and change the text. Okay, Next, here's our next slide. Our next, excuse me, our next slide asks our students to, uh, what might you guess this word means? Our underlined word. What does it mean? Well, I need my students to give me some feedback. So guess what I'm going to do? Go back to my Pear Deck menu on the right. I'm going to click the back arrow. I'm going to click it one more time because I want to get to the Ask Students a Question section. I want my students to give me some immediate feedback. So I want them to type their answer. So I'm going to click text, and it tells me that it's adding an interactive question to this particular slide. And on the students' end, they will be able to type a response. Okay. Next, here's my next slide. This slide just pretty much gives an explanation of my underlined unfamiliar word. Okay, and then let's go to the next slide. Now, what this next slide does is it asks your students to circle the context clues that help you figure out what the underlined word means. So in this instance, I need my students to be able to take the pencil and draw on the slide or circle on the slide. I need them to circle the words that helps them to figure out what this word means. So I'm going to go back to this section of my Pear Deck and click on draw. And it's adding, once again, an interactive question to my slide. So your students will be able to draw and I will be able to see it in the middle of what I'm teaching, okay? I'm going to move down here to the next slide. My next slide is blank, and I did that for a reason because I want to insert a video, right? I think this is a good place for a little video, okay? I found a nice little video on context clues over on YouTube, and all I'm simply going to do is copy and paste the web address, copy and paste that, go back to my Pear Deck, click on website, paste that into that box. It's not giving us a preview only because it's a YouTube website, but it's gonna work either way. So click update slide. And it's taking a minute to think about it. Okay, there we go. Next, I would like to get some feedback during the lesson to make sure my students are understanding. So I will go to the template library, during lesson templates. I'm going to click on during lesson templates. And I think I want to do the drag your dot to how you're feeling. But of course, I'm going to take this and make this my own. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go to Google. I went to Google at least, and I pulled a context clue sentence, highlighted the text. I'm going to copy the text. I'm going to go back to my template, my Pear Deck template, and I'm going to change this and make this my own. Drag the dot to, let's put it to the correct context clue. Spell, excuse me. Okay. Gonna paste my sentence. Let me make the font a little bit larger. I think I'm gonna make this font a little bit smaller. You can fix it up much better for you. But this is just to give you an example of how to do it. And let's change my answer choices. Let's see. Let's make one answer choice hum. I'll make this the correct one. Let's put all the time. And let's make this one annoy. Okay, and you see this little blue dot at the bottom. Your students will be able to drag the blue dot to the correct answer choice. Now, also I need to make sure I underline, change the font color and underline the word I'm talking about. Okay. So that's my during the lesson assessment. And let's go ahead and end this, and let's go back in my Pear Deck menu, and I want to do an end of the lesson. I want to do an exit ticket. Let's do an exit ticket, okay? And for my exit ticket, I think I want to do pretend your friend was absent today. Let's click and insert that. Okay. Pretend your friend was absent from class today. Write what you would say to your friend to explain the lesson. Okay. I like that because we all know if you know how to explain it to someone, if you know how to teach it to someone, that means you have definitely grasped the meaning of it and you understood the lesson. Okay. So my Pear Deck is complete. Now I want to present my Pear Deck. To do that, I will go over to my Pear Deck menu again. I will start the lesson. Click Start Lesson. I can either do student paced, meaning students will work on this at their own pace during their own time. I use this for my computer lab students because I see them once a week. Or I can do instructor pace, okay? This is for real-time learning, okay? And you can use this for your face-to-face and virtual students, okay? All at the same time. So I'm going to choose instructor pace activity.
Attendance time.
It's launching my presentation. And what will simply happen is my students on their devices will type in joinpd.com, and they will put this code in, and I will be able to see as my students are joining the lesson. I will now have control over my students' slides. I can advance to the next slide. I can back it up. I can also display their answer choices anonymously, okay, on the board. And in Ms. Wilborn's video, she explained to you how to pull an actual report for the whole lesson, okay? And you do that by going to peardeck.com and you log in with your Google account, okay? I'm going to go ahead and end this video for now, and happy Pear Deck.